Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Abdiel. I wanted to talk about the apprenticeship program that I chose, the company that I decided to go with so that I can obtain my CDL license. I chose Schneider, so just want to talk about a couple things. First and foremost, the reason why I chose them. What other companies did I call? You know, how are their programs compared to Schneider? Also, how was the recruiting process? I want to talk about that. I want to give you guys an insight how it feels to go through Schneider and the recruiting process, how smooth or hard it is, and the requirements and stuff like that. And then last but not least, also, what are the expectations so that you guys can know what to expect when deciding to go to school with Schneider. So anyways, let's start the video. Again, like I said, I compared it to some of the companies. I'm gonna start mentioning their names. Sierra England was one of them. Compared it to Maverick. Compared it to CFI. I think I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Rael. And there was a couple other ones that I called. I can't remember their names. I did not call Swift. I had heard a lot of negative things about that company, so I didn't really want to deal with them. So, but anyway, so when I called Sierra England, this is over a year ago. I spoke to them. I wanted to get an input in regards to the program. It was a 3-week program. But the things I didn't like about Sierra England was that after your graduation, which is 3 weeks, they put you as a team driver unwillingly. So like, let's say you didn't want to do team driving, you wanted to do solo or flatbed solo over the road or dedicated. Anyways, they automatically put you in a trial, like a 3-month trial kind of deal, and they put you in a seat with another driver, a student driver. It's not a bad thing, but what I didn't like about that was that when you go to school, you find out that they split your pay. Not only you pay, your mileage as well. So I cannot remember exactly the pay, but I know for a fact it was no more than like 50 cents or something like that. But you had to split that with that student driver that they put you on the seat with for the first 3 months. I didn't know much about trucking. I didn't know anything about trucking. I didn't know absolutely nothing. My background is roofing and solar cells. At first, it sounded good. The pay sounded good. But when they told me that they were going to split my pay with the other driver, that's when it didn't make sense anymore. And for me, it was a deal breaker, and I said no. Anyway, so just a little recap. It was a 3-week program. After your 3-week program, they would put you in a truck with another student driver, and they would have you team driving for 3 months. They split your pay in half. And so again, for me, that was a no-go. So I decided not to deal with Sierra England. It's been over a year since I spoke to them. I think it was in May of last year. I decided to do it again. So I called Maverick. I called CFI. Maverick was another option. If for whatever reason, I was not able to go to Schneider, they didn't approve me or whatever, Maverick was actually the second company I was going to choose. They also have a 5-week program, just like Schneider. But the difference is that Maverick does not pay you to go to school. Maverick, you would have to go out of pocket. You wouldn't have to pay either, as long as you work for them for, I think it was like a 2-year contract. But again, Maverick doesn't pay you to go to school on a daily basis. And for me, in my situation, that was a deal breaker because I have bills to pay. And even though I do have money saved, I didn't want to use that money. So I wanted some assistance. Maverick, they say they pay you $700 a week, but that's actually after you graduate on the 5th week, because right after you graduate, they put you over the road with a like a training or driving engineer or drive instructor, and only then you get paid for 2 weeks $700. So again, Maverick is a good company. Their pay was very good. It was very attractive. Right out the gate, they start paying you at 55 cents, depending on the position you're taking. They can go all the way up to 58 cents if you were to do flatbed glass division. So their pay was a little bit better than Schneider's, but again, they did not assist you. And for me, that was a deal breaker. So I did not choose Maverick for that reason. CFI. Okay, see, I remember CFI now. So the reason why I called CFI is I had a buddy of mine. He was telling me that he also wanted to do trucking and that he was already looking into it. So he showed me a flyer. He showed me like a digital flyer. I looked at it. It said $10,000 for solo, $5,000 for solo drivers, or up to $20,000 sign-on bonus for team driving. So it's 10,000 each. I was like, what? Like, that's pretty good. You know, I wanted to do team driving anyways, because from what I hear, team driving is where you can make good money, more than solo drivers can, at least. And this is not true in every company out there. I don't know every company, but for the most part, most companies tell you that their team drivers are the ones that are making more money. But anyway, so they had a $10,000 bonus for each individual team driver, $5,000 for solo drivers. So I thought that was really good. And they would start you off at 54 cents. Well, according to the flyer, it said 54 cents per mile. So I was like, wow, that's not bad at all. So I called and I spoke to a recruiter. And sure enough, all of that it didn't apply to new people. It only applied for experienced drivers. So it threw me off. I asked the lady, well, so I don't get the bonus? She said no. Okay. Well, what about the 54 cents per mile? At that point, I was already skeptical, you know. So I asked about the 54 cents per mile, and she said no. She said that's only for our experienced drivers. And I said, wow. I'm like, well, I thought that was for just anybody in general applying. So I was like, well, okay, so let's assume I join and I pass your training program and I get my license. When can I make 54 cents per mile? She said after 10 years. I mean, sorry, not 10 years. 3 years. She told me 3 years. And for me, I thought that was way too far out. I don't want to take that long to start making the most out of it, okay? So I didn't like it. I said no to CFI. And then Rahel, Rahel, I think that's how you spell it. Anyway, so I called them too. They didn't really have an apprenticeship program. All they had was tuition reimbursement. So if you go to another school, you get your license, they can help you with that tuition reimbursement. And that was it. So I didn't even bother. I said no, because what I wanted was some assistance weekly so that I can, it can assist me with my bills that I have. And so anyway, so that's why I chose Schneider. That's just the companies I compared. I want to talk about Schneider and why I chose them. So 5-week program. So I was hoping it was less, but it wasn't. But it was not a deal breaker for me either way, because like I said, they assist you, right? It's not a lot of money, but it's better than nothing. They give you $80 per day. The first week, it's only for 6 days. Yes. And then according to them, the second week on out, you get paid for 7 days. And so if you do the math, $80 a day times 7 days, that's $560 before taxes. So I said, that's not that bad. I wasn't making way more money, like, that much more money in roofing. So I thought, I'll take the chances. I'll use that money, and if I have to pull out of my savings, I got savings, so I don't have to worry about that, right? So that was one reason, right? They pay for your hotel, they pay for your flight, and they pay for your food as well. So they give you weekly cards that have the days of the week, and from Monday through Saturday, you're able to get 2 meals per day. And so let me tell you that I've been in the class for, this is my second week. I've completed my second week. Till this day, except for Sundays and the first day I got here, I have yet to spend money on food. So for me, that was a big plus. I was not expecting that. So that was the cherry on top. I didn't have to worry about food, I didn't have to worry about it. And you get 2 meals per day, whether it's you do breakfast and lunch, or you can do lunch and dinner, or you can do, breakfast and dinner. It's up to you, really. So anyway, so I have yet to spend money on food except for the days I just mentioned. 5-week program. They assist you with $80 a day. They give you food. And for me, like I said, that was just it. I was just like, this is it. I mean, this is the only company that I found. I'm not saying it's the only one. It's the only company that I found that assists you, right? So anyways, that's why I chose Schneider. On top of that, they're very big on safety, and they do very good. I really like their school. So anyway, so yeah, those are the reasons why I chose Schneider. Most importantly, I almost forgot. Another one of the reasons why I chose Schneider was their school fee. Just in case if you fail, because that's a possibility. If you don't pass, and I think they give you two times to pass your actual DMV test. If you don't pass, they're still gonna bill you for all the training and everything, right, that they expensed for you. But here's the cool thing. It was only, for me, $2,080. I heard different variations. I've heard $2,500. That's the most I've heard from some of the students. But for me, the contract that I signed was $2,080 was the actual fee that they give you if you fail, if you don't comply with their 9-month agreement. And that's another good thing. It's only 9 months. Some companies give you 2 years or a full entire year at least. This is only a 9-month program or contract that you sign. And if you break it by quitting, by failing, by whatever it is, maybe you didn't like it anymore and you don't want to do trucking, it's only $2,080. $2,080 for me. I think that was one of the biggest things that I remember. I was just like, what? Because I called a lot of local schools, and that's another thing I didn't mention. All the local schools that I called back in Georgia, in Atlanta, I couldn't find anything less than $3,500, $3,700. And some of the schools had really bad reviews. These are not trucking schools. These are just CDL schools. So anyways, so for me, it made more sense. They pay you for your flight, your food. They take care of your whole entire schooling. Their schooling is very good. I love the way they're teaching. I learned a lot. And if for whatever reason you don't make it, or if you quit down the road, whether it's 1 month out, 9 months out, or 8 months out, then they only bill you whatever you signed on the contract. And again, for me, that was $2,080. It could have been more for other people. I don't know. Some people say $2,500. But anyway, so that's the reason why I chose Schneider. And if you have any other schools out there that you can recommend, let me know in the video. It would be interesting to see what other companies are out there in schools. Not for me, because I'm already in this, but for other people that might watch the video, might find it like they can relate to this information. Maybe other people are looking for companies out there too. So if you have a better company than Schneider, according to what I've mentioned, put it down in the comments. Help me out also by giving a like to the video, and that would definitely help me out. And it would help me also, spreading the word also. So you have somebody that's interested in trucking, that's looking into a school, have them watch the video. I feel like I gave a lot of good information, and compared to some good companies out there, big companies. So anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and help. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.